On the show today, we talk about speed dreaming and why that occurs. Our symbol is water. And as always, we interpret the dreams and answer the questions you sent in during the week. Hello and welcome to So You Think You're Awake. I'm Heidi, Brooke, and with me today is Michael Sheridan.
Hello.
Hello. Our number to call is 425-373-5527. Call us to tell us a dream, or if you have a question for your guides that I can answer. That number again is 425-373-5527. So last week we were unprepared. Michael had lost his dream stash somewhere along the way. Though despite his fumble, I did manage to pull us through.
Oh,
so
well,
it was a good
much.
show after all. And as promised, our callers did get their copy of Michael's book, How to Interpret Your Dreams and Discover Your Life Purpose.
And let's do that again. If anybody calls today, we will give away a copy of the book to them too. And it's not the copy that you can get on Amazon. It's a very different.
It's the colour copy.
Yes, yeah,
it's
very
the
different.
bragging copy.
Bragging?
Because it's colourful. And, so we...
Actually, you're right. You know, it's much better to be told from your dreams in colour that you have issues.
Exactly. So for anybody that believes you only dream in black and white, well, you shouldn't be. And if you do, you need to call right away and we'll tell you why. So as I said, our discussion is speed dreaming. And why would that occur? Why would somebody have short, specific dreams, 4, 5, 6 in a night?
Because usually it's when you're doing a therapy and it's at a changing point. So we do work on ourselves because we know we need to do something. Like we hit a point in our lives where we go, I'm just tired of this problem, so I'm going to do something to fix it. And then we start the work. And then at some point in the work, we'll start having lots of very short dreams because it's basically we have instructed our subconscious enough to say, I'm going to make this change. And then our dreams come along. So our dreams are a message from our higher self to our soul to say, here's what needs to be done. And because we're doing the therapy, we keep agreeing. We say, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. Or if we're not going to agree, we're going to say very fast, but we don't fudge the dream. And our really long dreams are really about us, mainly because we fudge it. Like we try to do something and our higher self rescues the dream by introducing another character or a plot twist. And we keep trying to get away from it, but we're not strong about it. And that's what really long dreams are about. So quite often with a long dream, you can get the same interpretation from the first paragraph as you're going to get in every subsequent paragraph. There'll be a little bit different context, of course. But in general...
So it's like, how can I explain this in a different way?
yeah. Look over paragraph. There. Now.
Let's start
and
again.
You change the cards.
Yeah.
Which cup is the P under? But the short ones are really good because it's where we say, okay, I accept it. I'm going to do that. And that's what we tend to see in those dreams. And you said 5 or 6. You can have it can feel like you have 15. People tend to wake up where they feel like they didn't get any sleep because all they did was dream all night long.
Yeah.
And but it's very good. It's always at a huge turning point in a person's life, and the dreams get easier from that point. They stay short for a long time. So a lot of people, when they do my course, their dreams get shorter during the course. They start off with these tomes.
And certainly that is, as you said, a very good sign. And those dreams can be so specific and so precise that they can be the most important dreams that you have even in that year.
Yes.
While they're taking your course or while they're doing any type of therapy work. So if you do have those types of dreams, you're doing something right. Generally. Well, if you want to know, you can call in at 425-373-5527.
And what's funny about those short dreams, a lot of people think, well, they're too short, you can't get anything out of it. And of course, that's not the case. Yeah. So I heard a dream during the week. Heard loads of dreams during the week. But one in particular, the woman said, I was in Melbourne and I was looking out at the sea and I could see clear to the horizon. And that's the dream. And she's like, I don't know what to get out of that. And it's very simple. So it doesn't show up in many people's dreams because this ability isn't that common, but she has a prophetic ability. So she can see what's coming on the horizon. And she already knew she had that ability. So the dream being short fit because she already...
just to confirm that for her. Yeah.
And then another really short one, just to give us samples of these. The Queen was wearing a crown. That's the dream.
That's the whole dream.
Yeah. Oh. So she says, she was standing wearing a crown and she said, that's all I can remember. She was an astrophysicist maybe, but it's about the astral plane. So
Yeah.
the dreamer has the ability to go and travel to the astral plane. We all do. In fact, that's where our dreams take place. But some people have a special knowledge of that plane.
And they can remember it and bring it back with them.
Absolutely. So they can remember dialogue. But here, just a dream of the queen and the crown is telling her, look, you're a spiritual leader. And the crown emphasizes that because spiritual leadership works through our crown chakra.
Oh, I wish I had that dream. So I do want to say thank you to all the people who sent in dreams to the show, and please continue to do so. You are the reason we're here every Thursday.
Radio show at dream-analysis.com, please.
Good save there. So I said as well, our symbol is water, but really it's water type sports. Like we have a couple of dreams that fit that we have today. And, you know, water represents life for several reasons. One of them is because it is one of the easiest molecular structures to manipulate. Water can be frozen, evaporated, and transformed to fit within anything. Its ability to hold weight and shape our earth is not to go without noting. You too are made of mostly water, as everybody or should know. This is no unplanned phenomenon. You can be programmed by the very water within your cells, though it's important to know that you are the one doing the programming. But we can save that for another show. But Michael, why is it in dreams that water represents life?
Because when we look at this planet, life came from the seas, and that's where it started. I mean, the terraforming of the planet to create oxygen, the atmosphere that we like, that all started with animals in the sea and single-celled animals over a long, long period of time. There's some great museums in America, by the way. Natural History Museum in Chicago is one I visited. Absolutely fantastic exhibits there. But anyway, they go into the detail in the museums here. But so life came from the sea, and the land is only inhabited for, you know, a fraction of the time compared to how long life has been in the sea. So life really comes from the spirit world. So for that reason, the sea represents the spirit world in dreams because it's where life comes from.
And of course, we can only sustain our lives by drinking water too. So maybe
a few other things as well.
So some very obvious ones. So that's why it fits with dreams, and it comes up quite often. And of course, one of those themes with the water is, as I said, the water sports. And you have a dream there that is titled Deep Diving. Am I correct?
I am looking for it now.
Diving Deep. That's the one.
Diving Deep.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Right. So she says, I was swimming in a lake. So we have the water there already. So lakes represent spirituality as well, but it's a body of water that has no outlet. So it indicates that you need to find an outlet for your spiritual abilities, whatever they are. Anyway, swimming in a lake with my daughter and extended family. The lake was small, but it was very deep. 5 o'clock came and everybody got out because it was time to leave. I hesitated because it didn't seem like a good time to leave. My daughter didn't hesitate at all and continued to swim, so I stayed. Then it was 6 o'clock and I observed that it was the perfect time to be there. The sun was at the perfect angle and the water was warm. My daughter and I began to dive very deep to collect shiny items. I went so deep I thought I would feel the pressure, but I felt fine. She collected shiny pink and green items and I collected 2 shiny silver feathers. I contemplated throwing them away because I didn't think I would want them, but decided to keep them. And you nearly gave me a heart attack with that last bit, going to throw those things away. And heart attack is appropriate because it's about the heart. So we have at the start the swimming in the lake, which I covered, and then the deep diving as the activity. It's about deepening your spiritual understanding. And of course, everything else that's in the dream then is going to relate to that. So this dream is about how you're going to deepen your spiritual understanding. And that's what everybody's life is about. We all have planned a way to deepen our spiritual understanding. And it's the only thing we get to take with us when we pass on what we've learned about ourselves spiritually. So, everything material is left behind. So that's the big hint that this is the big thing that we're here for. But still, people miss it. Anyway, the lake was small but very deep. So small is negative there. But we can skip it because she says it's deep. 5 o'clock came. So this is saying everyone getting out at 5 o'clock. So everybody gets out except you and your daughter, and you're kind of hesitant. So it's saying most people stop at karma. They come and they learn about themselves through the karmic path. And that's what 5 is about. And that's all they're going to learn about themselves spiritually. And that's why they're out of the water. But the dream wants you to stay in it, which you do, which is perfect. So you stay in it because your daughter stays in it. So this means that when you were younger, whatever age your daughter is in the dream probably, you had a stronger connection, and the dream is trying to remind you of that connection and saying, look, start using that. Remember, you used to be like this. And so that's really good. So continuing to swim is really good. And then it becomes 6 o'clock and you observe that it's the perfect time to be there. And we see this all the time in dreams, 5 and 6 as the 2 numbers. 5 is about karma, and 6 is about going beyond the 5 senses. So karma is where we learn about ourselves through the 5 senses, and that's all. We learn through experience. Things happen to us, and we experience those things, and we learn about ourselves based on how we react to them. It's kind of funny that we learn about ourselves based on how we react. But react is really an important word there, because we have a certain way of acting and we react that way later on when we're faced with something that is emotionally the same or triggers the same buttons. And
then we say, why does this keep happening?
If we're lucky, we say that. Otherwise, we just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And if we say, why does it happen, then we change ourselves. But here it's saying go past the 5 senses. So learn from beyond the 5 senses and get onto the dharmic path, which is the ideal thing to do. And the way to do that then for you, because of the sun being the perfect angle, it's saying your spiritual healing ability is the perfect thing for you to use. And that's the angle the dream is encouraging you to take.
And I'm getting this dreamer does use that, but not to the extent that they should.
All right, okay. So that's it. A very simple dream, nice dream too. It finishes like there's one where it stayed in play because they introduced the daughter, for instance, and she's swimming, so she doesn't get out of the water, and that's a way of let's see if we can save this dream.
Yeah. And so for this dreamer too, it's more so that she does it, but she does it in secret.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you're still doing your spiritual work, but you're not doing it at the level that you are not only expected to, but entitled to.
She's in the closet.
Yes, you're a closet spiritual healer.
So I just, because you said that, I have another dream called Naked Doctor.
Ooh.
So she's a spiritual healer. This person is too. I was sitting in a training area at work, and one of the doctors we work with occasionally came into the area. So we have work coming up in this, but this person works in a hospital. So we ignore the general work stuff. But the fact that the doctor shows up naked is not normal. At least I hope not. So we look at that. Anyway, he was smiling broadly, which was interesting because he was also standing there completely naked. In waking life, this doctor is older and not in great shape, but in my dream, he had the body of Adonis. He was all greased up like bodybuilders are, and I could see the definition in all the muscles of his arms and chest. He came and sat next to me, just smiling from ear to ear. Unfortunately, I don't remember him saying anything to me or us having a conversation before the dream transitioned or I woke up. And that's normal enough. He's a guide in this dream, playing a guide in this dream because he's a doctor. And the dream is asked, and they quite often are aloof. They quite often don't speak in dreams. They want you to figure it out. And of course, if you ask them, they will tell you. But
it's all cryptic. Just joking.
Not really. So he's saying, look, expose your healing side. Expose the fact that you're a healer. Don't hide it. And healing others will help your weight because of the fact that in this dream, he's lost all the flab, as you say. And the reason he's smiling from ear to ear is he's happy that you now know you're a healer. So something has gone on where you are absolutely clear that you're a healer, and he's showing in the dream that he's aware of that, and they're happy for the fact that you're aware of it. And I can only imagine your browser history after this dream. Honey, you don't understand. I was researching on a dream. I do love your body. So, yeah. Anyway, you were going to say?
No, I'll save that for after the show.
So another dream, sticking with healing. Key in hand, it's called. And this is from the same dreamer as the Naked Doctor one. She says, I don't remember anything related to the context of this dream, but there was one image that was so striking that I couldn't forget it. I was with a man who looked to be East Indian, and he was showing me that he had a golden key, like a skeleton key, that he kept inside a fold of skin in his hand. The fold was located just under his thumb. He kept sliding the golden key in and out of this folder in his skin, and I was fascinated because it appeared the key was actually going inside the structure of his hand. So again, hands-on healing is the key for her to use, which is really good.
You'd almost don't even have to interpret the symbols.
No, but it's something that she's meant to do by karma, which is what East Indian is about.
And what is East?
Well, it's like original Indian, not a native, not a First Nation Indian.
Oh, okay.
So that symbolises karma in a dream, which we've had in the show before. So this is something that she's meant to do. Hands-on healing works in your hands, and I mean, it couldn't be clearer in this dream because that's where he has the key. And the skeleton key is interesting. So this would mean that when she's working on people, and maybe she can write in and confirm this, she will get impressions of what's wrong with them. It's like she can see inside their body.
Like X-ray vision?
Yeah. And X-ray vision actually means that in a dream too. Oh. So it's like It's also called psychic surgery, where you
yes.
So in some cases, it'll feel like they've got their hands inside your body. Of course, they don't, but it'll feel like that to the person that is being worked on. But it's really their spirit helpers are working on the inside and doing that. But they can channel enough energy that you feel a physical sensation when they're working on you under your skin, which is really nice. But the skeleton part says that she instinctively will know what the issues are with people when they come to her.
And the gold is just, again, referring to healing.
Yeah, it's like the sun. It's like
gold?
The sun in the other dream. It's the gold colour says. And the sun gives energy and life, sustains life on the planet. Try move to a planet that's too far away from the sun and you'll know. Not you, anybody. Probably have to work for NASA.
Probably. So we are going to take a quick break. Our number is 425-373-5527. Call in and give Michael a challenge. He's waiting.
What if I told you that you could unlock all the secrets of your life? That you have a key that opens all the doors that seem impossible to open? A key to right now begin a new life of awareness and complete understanding. Every night, you are told the secrets of the universe and your place in it. With full consciousness of what you came here to do, you embrace that knowledge. But there's a catch. The only way to keep the wisdom you've been given is to turn it into a dream so it can cross the veil into the physical world. Your dreams have all the answers to every question you've ever asked and every question you've yet to ask. Your dreams guide you back onto the path to your enlightenment. Join me, Michael Sheridan,
and me, Heidi Brooke,
on our interactive online course as we guide you through your dreams and help you to begin a new level of awareness. Over the course of just 6 weeks, I will interpret your dreams
and I will channel your guides,
and we guarantee to put you back on your path. Visit us at dreamtrackersguide.com to contact us or learn more. That's dreamtrackersguide.com.
Hello, my name is Heidi Brooke and I am a channel. From as early as I can remember, my angels, my guides, have impressed messages on me that have helped me navigate through life. The truth is, though, that everybody has angels, specifically selected to guide us on our journey. Though you already know this because the world is beginning to wake up. I have been offering readings professionally for over a decade. By asking me to establish a channel with your angels, you can hear invaluable information on how to improve your life. You can learn more about your partner, your career, your past lives, and your health. Your angels are waiting to guide you on your life path and to assist you with discovering your life purpose. Take the next leap in your spiritual journey and book a one-to-one session with me today.
Book readings with Heidi by visiting angelsontheline.com or emailing Heidi@angelsontheline.com. Heidi is available over the phone, on Skype, and in person.
Have you been running around putting out fires and now you're feeling burned out? What if this burnout is a sign of needing a different kind of fire? Maybe it's time to rekindle your inner fire. Come to Illuminating the Soul, a weekend retreat with me, Susan Pullen, and Dr. Greg Yasuda. This is your opportunity to get back in touch with what lights you up and brings you to life. August 26th to 28th in Duvall, Washington. Details are online at true-radiance.com. That's true-radiance.com.
An alternative to everything else on your radio dial. Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back to So You Think You're Awake, the show about dreams, guidance, and
healing.
Healing, that's right. And speaking of healing, I did forget to mention that Susan Pullen is not with us this week. She wasn't with us last week, if you guessed that. She's on some vacation time.
I thought her mic was just turned off again.
Why did you keep doing that? But she will be with us next week, certainly. So we were talking about speed dreaming, why we speed dream, what that could mean for you. And if you do speed dream, you should pay particular attention to it because it's going to be talking about something very important.
Well, I always say pay attention to every dream, but the speed, you can get a lot out of the short ones because the whole crux of the dream is in that short little segment.
And they're so on point too.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's have a look at another one. And this person has a question for you. She says, "Hi Heidi." Ignores the rest of us. "I've taken Michael's course on dream interpretation and recently watched your webinar." I'm just going to skip a bit.
Read all the nice parts of it.
And thought it was time to review my dreams to find out what they have been saying about my life purpose. I've always been passionate about dreams, but it has always been a private thing. Here is a very short dream I had at age 29. I am now 68 and happily retired, doing volunteer work for young and old and tending to my garden. At the time I had the dream, I did not attach any significance to the symbols. Michael's approach to dream interpretation makes me look at things differently now. Have I missed the boat with my life by not pursuing this invitation? Your insights would be appreciated. Thank you, Lenny. And the dream is really short. She says it's called an invitation. I receive a religious motif invitation or the like from classmate Pat and wonder, why am I getting this? It's fancy, a green and gold embossed envelope with a blue and gold embossed card inside. Card and envelope having gold crosses on them. So, well, the dream is about she has a spiritual healing ability because of the gold. And the religious motif, well, she doesn't say who Pat is. So you'd look at of course, she had this dream. She doesn't say when, but she was many, many years ago.
She was 29.
So her question is, has she missed the boat? I suppose that's the big one. What's the answer to that?
So the answer to that is no, she's not missed the boat. You know, the thing about healing, and I've said this many times, is you can't switch that off. You can't switch off healing. You can't switch off channeling. You can certainly ignore it, but it's not something that if you come here to do that, that mission is never going to change, basically. So she hasn't missed the boat. Of course not in that regard. But, you know, it is true that other people that came here and she had contracts for healing them, they may have missed their opportunity to be healed by her.
Yeah.
Though that being said, we usually work into our life plans many different opportunities in case we do miss an opportunity with someone. So, you know, her guide's advice to her is act on it now. It's never too late.
Yeah, it isn't. But of course, you look at your recent dreams too. So anyway, it's a green and gold embossed envelope. So it also says a little bit more that she's a channel too.
Yes.
Secret channel.
And she's aware of that fact.
And the green is about it being healing for her heart. It's a good thing for her heart. But it's a nice dream, quite a nice dream. And of course, the religious motif just tells you it's a spiritual thing. So it doesn't matter whether it's a religion that you're part of or not part of it. We think about religions are connected with
spiritual higher powers,
connected to God and so on. Yeah. And that's what they mean in a dream.
So if you did have a dream that refers to religious anything in it, if it was saying it was limiting, it would point that out in the dream.
Yeah, it would be clear then. Her talking about the green reminded me that we didn't do the last bit of the first dream about deep diving. She says, so going back to that first one, the daughter and her were deep diving to collect shiny items, and they collected shiny pink and green items, and she collected shiny silver feathers. So the pink and green says that she's a counsellor. She has
and green.
Pink and green as a combination tell us that the dreamer is a counsellor. But she has issues with her mom. We don't know how old this dream is, so she needs to deal with the issues with her own mom, and that's going to bring that in for her. But working on those issues is what's going to deepen her spiritual understanding. So it's really important. And she was nearly going to throw this away, which is like, don't do that. And the shiny silver feathers say, okay, also working on the issues with your mom is going to help you connect with your higher self. So silver, the feather is the higher self, and the silver is about intuition, which is getting information from your higher self through feelings.
And what was her daughter collecting?
She doesn't say what either of them had, just that, the daughter collected pink and green items, you're right.
Yeah.
So that's saying work on those issues with you as the daughter, work on them around your mom, and then the shiny feathers and all that.
And as you said many times, the dreams, they use your children so that you pay attention, because we're always going to be very conscious of what our children are doing in a dream.
Yes.
And concerned about what they're doing.
So the idea in the dream is that I don't care, but if I see my kids in the same predicament, I'm not going to let them go through what I went through. So the dream will use your kids so that you will care, but you're really caring about yourself, because everybody in the dream, it represents you symbolically. So it works. It's a great
motivational
trick. Great trick, and it works. So, we did that one. And then, let's see, another really short one.
Another speed dream, please.
This one is from 1977. This is probably the same dreamer. By reading old ship logs, she calls it Seeking Sunken Treasure. By reading old ship logs written in a foreign language, I go to the spot where the cargo was lost. We find 2 rare pickled flounders. Not much luck after that. So again, these short dreams are all because of the speed dreaming. But so the ship logs written in a foreign language and looking for cargo that was lost. This is going to be about connecting with a past life, connecting with using an ability that you developed in a past life. And you're looking for a treasure, of course. You call it cargo here, but it's something that has value. But you find these rare pickled flounders. Now, I know all I know is a flounder is a fish, but you look at the word itself. To flounder means to have difficulty with something. So it's difficulty looking for the very treasure that you want to find, the very spiritual connection that you're trying to make. But remember, sometimes the difficulty is the journey, and working through the difficulties that we give ourselves, and we do give them to ourselves, is what our life may be about sometimes. And we will learn most about ourselves because of those difficulties. We tend not to learn anything about ourselves when everything just goes swimmingly, because we don't question it. You know,
well, my life's
I'm
great.
wealthy.
Why would I change anything?
Absolutely.
And you hear people say that. And it's funny because when I do hear people say that, even people that are close to me, not that I would ever wish anything negative to happen, but it seems to be like as soon as somebody starts thinking, oh, my life is, I wouldn't change anything about myself, my life, that something comes along their way that they can't ignore.
Yeah. Another thing you find people when they get on the spiritual path is they say, okay, I'm ready to be tested. Don't say that.
Boom.
Well,
I have actually done that before and regretted it immensely, because you don't mean that you want to be tested. You mean you want to, offload, you want to overcome all the barriers or the things that you've come here to do, not to be tested.
Yeah, you don't need to be tested. You just need to be on your path.
And stick to it.
Follow the instruction. So when you get on the dharmic path, it's different. You're not going to be tested in that context, when you get onto that path.
It's still about how you react, though. Yeah,
but your reaction is going to be very different because you're aware of things. Your connection with things is very, very different from the karmic path. So you understand the spiritual significance of things as they're happening. So it's almost like you're watching a play. If you're watching a play or a movie, and to think that the characters wouldn't necessarily know that they're in a movie. That's the way we mostly are.
Yeah.
We're in a play, but unaware that we're in a play. When you get on the dharmic path, you're aware of that play. You're aware that you're a character playing a role, and you're aware that other people around you are playing a role. So you don't tend to react with the same highs and lows that you do to things when you're not aware.
It's a much more smoother path, I hear.
Yes, and it's often described as boring because of that. That it's very flat because you don't have the, oh gosh, I nearly died, I got such a fright.
Yeah, if my guides are listening, I'll take the boring. Thank you. And so we do have a caller on the line. It's Jackie from New Orleans.
Jamie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not pointing in your direction, but hi, Jamie.
Hi, thank you. You guys are awesome.
Thank you very much. Well, let's hope I can do your dream now. Or it says you have a dream, but it would have been great if you had a question for Heidi because she's so smug today.
Well, sure. This could be a question and a really short dream. And
oh, great.
The thing is that I thought I had an idea of what it might mean, but it was a year ago.
Okay, that's fine.
I've taken a few steps to address it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I take the train in real life, but I was on a train and I was pulling up to the station, which is where I live, and above the sky, I guess, right above the train, were just thousands of quartz crystals just hanging there, as if they you really couldn't see the string, but I think they were hanging on like fish wire or something, but there were just thousands of crystals right there, and that was my dream.
Okay, beautiful. So anything that is in a high location, anything that's above eye level in a dream is something you're being asked to look up to. So the dream is saying you definitely have an affinity for crystals. You can definitely work with crystals. But was there something, now this is a year ago, so maybe you won't remember, was there something going on at the time that you were trying to do, like maybe channel or some other work that did involve crystals? Do you know?
I was trying to start to reconnect with my spiritual side, and I had been just recently had gone through some really rough times.
Okay.
And so I had just met some friends on the train, and things started to feel like they were turning around.
Okay. So in the dream you met friends on the train. So the friends that you meet in the dream, whatever attitudes they have or whatever you think about them. So it's always great when you have people you know in your dream because you can say, okay, if I dream of my friend Aaron, then I think about...
Well, they weren't in the dream. I was just saying that at that time in my life, I had met some friends on the train.
All right, okay. So have you ever been told before that you can work with crystals?
No, I've never been told that before, and but I've always been, ever since I was a kid, I was fascinated with rocks and crystals and stuff. So when I had that dream, I decided to start exploring that.
Perfect.
And so do you sleep with quartz crystals in your bedroom?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so your guides are also asking you to, maybe worry's not the right word, but to pay attention to the crystals that you do have in there and to use them to your advantage, because what is your desire, like you stated, to get more in tune with your spiritual side, your higher self and your life path. So you can use those crystals to your advantage. They do affect the chakras, they do affect our energy body, and they can help heal you in getting in touch and in tune with your higher self.
Okay.
So just look at them, and you will intuitively know what ones are working for you in that regard. And there's something called, what are they called? The grids. I'm not sure exactly. Your guides are just talking about this, but like you can set up a crystal grid that's going to specifically help you in that area. You can look it up. There's a lot of information online and books and stuff, but you will know intuitively which one will work for you.
Yeah, follow your intuition. You're also a crystal healer, by the way, which means you can use crystals when working on other people. Have you ever been interested in doing healing?
Yes, very, very interested.
Okay, so not a lot of people get told that they can use crystals while they're healing, because you have to know how to use them, because you can actually do a lot of damage with them because they amplify the energy. And so when you have it in your dreams, it says that you've got that intuitive connection. It's not intuitive is probably the wrong way to say it, because that makes it sound like, oh, I'm figuring it out as I'm going along.
No, you have
you
the knowledge,
already know.
yeah.
It's an instinctive knowledge because you trained with them and you would have probably used them before in another life. But anyway, you've got it, and so you know how to use crystals to help you in the healing process, which is really good. So crystals can, by just putting them in the proximity of a person, they can help really clear a blocked chakra or blocked energy that's in somebody's energy field. And anyway, you're going to know how to do this, and this is really good because it'll just work for you.
It's like you can talk to the crystals, and they say that you know that. So, and they talk to you. So, did you also have a question for me?
I think my question was related to that, and that's was the dream about something else, or should I pursue that? Because, I think that it probably would be kind of rare to have that kind of dream, but I have had other dreams since then about holding a rock in my hand or a certain crystal, and the dream was, am I just crazy, or is it something that I should pursue?
No, well, the answer to that is we're all crazy, of course. But you're not crazy to think that is your life path. And, of course, the symbol of the dream you just said, holding a rock in your hands, holding crystals. So that fits with what Michael said. You are the healer, and you are to use the crystals to do that. What the guides recommend for you to do at this time is to do some research on the crystals and buy some books. I mean, they said you already have a lot of stuff like that, but build on your knowledge. It's really about remembering at this point, because you have had other lifetimes, and this is what you did before you came to Earth in this lifetime on using these crystals. So it's all about tapping into those memories, tapping into that knowledge. Another way of putting it is that you intuitively know, but you use your intuition to connect. You channel, you connect to your higher self so that you can bring forth that knowledge.
And last week we talked about the questions that dreams are answering. So the question that your dream gave, because you were taking the train you normally take home to your stop at home, and then this appeared above the train above that train, it's answering the question, am I on the right path? So the dream is saying, yeah, look, where you already are going is perfect. This is already within your reach. So you don't need to change things dramatically in any way whatsoever in order to achieve this and reach this goal.
So,
wow.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Yes.
Well, thank you. And if you write to the show...
radio show at dream-analysis.com, and we'll send you out a copy of the book. Delighted to do that.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for your call.
Thanks again.
And so if anyone else wants a copy of that book, the number to call is 425-373-5527. We're giving away a copy of Michael's book in colour. Yeah. All you have to do is call with a dream or a question. It could be anything. So do that.
Can the question be, can I get a book?
Well, I guess it could be, but we might quiz you first.
Yeah.
So right now we're going to take a quick break, and after we get back, we're going to talk about the dream course that Michael and I have going on.
Super.
What if I told you that you could unlock all the secrets of your life? That you have a key that opens all the doors that seem impossible to open? A key to right now begin a new life of awareness and complete understanding. Every night you are told the secrets of the universe and your place in it. With full consciousness of what you came here to do, you embrace that knowledge. But there's a catch. The only way to keep the wisdom you've been given is to turn it into a dream so it can cross the veil into the physical world. Your dreams have all the answers to every question you've ever asked and every question you've yet to ask. Your dreams guide you back onto the path to your enlightenment. Join me, Michael Sheridan,
And me, Heidi Brooke,
on our interactive online course as we guide you through your dreams and help you to begin a new level of awareness. Over the course of just 6 weeks, I will interpret your dreams
and I will channel your guides.
and we guarantee to put you back on your path. Visit us at dreamtrackersguide.com to contact us or learn more. That's dreamtrackersguide.com.
Hello, my name is Heidi Brooke, and I am a channel. From as early as I can remember, my angels, my guides, have impressed messages on me that have helped me navigate through life. The truth is, though, that everybody has angels, specifically selected to guide us on our journey. Though you already know this because the world is beginning to wake up. I have been offering readings professionally for over a decade. By asking me to establish a channel with your angels, you can hear valuable information on how to improve your life. You can learn more about your partner, your career, your past lives, and your health. Your angels are waiting to guide you on your life path and to assist you with discovering your life purpose. Take the next leap in your spiritual journey and book a one-to-one session with me today.
Book readings with Heidi by visiting angelsontheline.com or emailing Heidi@angelsontheline.com. Heidi is available over the phone, on Skype, and in person.
Do you love your life? What would it be like if you did? Is there something you're ready to release and be done with? Or maybe there's something you'd like to transform or to create that's new. I'm Susan Pullen with True Radiance Healing Arts, and I'm passionate about partnering with you to make the changes you want to have a life you love. I have times available now for a private session or a personal full-day retreat with me, either in person in Edmonds, Washington, or by phone or Skype. Find me online at true-radiance.com. That's true-radiance.com, and start loving your life.
Seattle, Tacoma, Antwerp. That's right. We're streamed worldwide on our app and on the web at 1150kknw.com.
Hello and welcome back to So You Think You're Awake with Michael Sheridan and me, Heidi Brooke. We are talking today about speed dreaming, and I don't know, is this next one we have another speed dream?
Kind of is. It's kind of short.
Okay, go for it.
It's called Surprise Paycheck.
Ooh.
She gives a little bit of context for us. She says, Teresa Flores is a human trafficking survivor who now makes a living by sharing her story. She has written a book and speaks at events, and she adds, I'm still cutting the ties with Dad. So this one is interesting to look at. The dream, the key to this dream is hidden in plain sight, and the key to every dream is hidden in plain sight. So see if you can spot it. Surprise paycheck. I dreamt that I had a sheet of printed checks and other coupon-like things mixed together. I saw I'd gotten a work check for $127 or $136, some small amount like that, and was thankful. I looked on the left page and noticed I'd completely missed a check for over $5,000. Can't remember the exact number. It was for marketing. I'd shared something that Teresa Flores had shared, an app or an article on Facebook, and she had a very wide audience, so I was paid for it. I was thrilled and acknowledged it as part of the law of attraction and manifestation stuff I've been working on. I love the technical term there. She said manifestation stuff.
Oh, you know, all that stuff.
That must be in Abraham Hicks' book. So the symbols, it's sharing is what it's about, because she says Teresa Flores shares her story, and then she says she got this huge check for over $5,000 for sharing something that Teresa Flores had shared. So sharing something somebody else had shared. So shared. Did you get it? Sharing is all about the heart. But then so too are checks. Banks are about the heart and checks are about the heart. So the printed checks represent that too. And then the left-hand side of anything is to do with our female side, which is also to do with the heart. So everything in this dream is saying heart, heart, heart. But you don't need to get that if you just saw the word sharing and went with that. But she's saying you had completely missed this check for over $5,000. So it's saying if you share your heart, it's going to pay dividends. So that's really good there. And then the number is 127. That's about getting into your channeling. Individual. 1 is... So 127, 1 is being your path, your individual path. 2 is channeling, and dialogue, communication, the same thing. Letting go, that's all 2. And 7 is about spirituality. So it's saying get into those things. You're channeling your unique way of doing it, because you do have a unique way of doing it. And then 136, that's also positive as well. So the numbers are all positive, which is really all I meant to say. This is about commitment to getting onto the dharmic path. So you're going to get
represented
there too.
By 5,000.
Well, the 6 is the dharmic path. So remember I said before, when we see 5s, we expect to see 6. And so we see it here in this dream too. So she's saying she's cutting the ties with her dad. So from this dream, we see the issues coming up are issues to do with the heart. So that could indicate that you're at a point where you're finished cutting the ties with your dad. We'd expect to see it in more dreams. But it depends on how long you've been cutting the ties with your dad as well. And also, Teresa Flores is a survivor. So you're a survivor of issues as well, issues to do with the heart. So
so it speaks to the end of this
process. It's a good dream. It's a very good dream when you see short dreams like that when you're doing a process and when you don't see negative characters. So we don't know from that dream because it's focusing on the heart. We don't know whether she's finished with the dad. If she has lots of dreams and the dad or no symbol for men come up that indicate dad, then yes, she's finished. And that's how you look at it. And it's very clear when you look at dreams. So when I do cutting the ties with people, I look at all their dreams for over a 6-week period and we can see the progress. It's stunning to look at the progress and it's very encouraging to see it. So you know clearly from dreams, hey, I'm at that point. And it always resonates with the dreamer. They always know.
And if a person were to continue doing the cutting the ties process even after they're finished, which, because like, as this dream says, we're not fully aware when we're finished until we reach these certain milestones. It doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't hurt you.
Doesn't hurt.
Which is the question. It just, you're putting yourself through more trouble, I suppose.
But the importance is that you do the closing process.
Yes. So everything in the process is all about preparing you for the final stage. So you're clearing everything out. And then when it's all cleared out, you do this other really important process that seals all the work in. And if you don't do that, then, it all creeps back in.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do. So we have
I did want to talk about the course you're running currently.
Yes.
Well, that we are running currently about it's called the Dream Tracker's Guide
to Discovering Your Life Purpose.
I keep wanting to say to the universe, but,
that's the next one.
I haven't tripped up on that yet. So no, but it is a course about how you will learn how to interpret your dreams. You will keep that information and you will be able to interpret every dream that you have after this course. And in doing so, you will discover your life purpose within the course.
Yes. And
that's a guarantee.
Yes, I'm going to find it from your dreams. And of course, it's not the same as what we have here. We did it one week where we took a series of dreams from people and said, this is what we got for them on the course. And it was a gist of what we got, but it still was a lot more detail than we see in an individual dream because we can see how dreams will put everything together. So it'll show what your skill is, what you're meant to be doing with that skill and what other skills you're meant to blend with it. And then any issues you have that may hold you back or make you not feel confident in using those abilities and so on. So it's quite deep in how far it goes in telling you what you're here for and then what you're going to get out of it, of course. It's not just about you helping other people or you doing a particular thing. It's why you need to do that. That's really important.
And of course, keeping in theme with the speed dreaming, as you said, most people do the speed dreaming within your course. And I know that's also because their higher self is aware that you're going to interpret their dreams.
Yeah.
And so they try and bam, 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 get a lot of those in there throughout the course. And so the accuracy of the dreams.
It's kind of funny. I quite often don't tell people your dreams are going to change, but they do. They'll always change once somebody starts doing my course. It's definitely your higher self says, okay, we're pulling out all the stops because this message is getting through. Now, it already gets through at the level of the dreams, but to know that there's a path to where you can reach in and get it from the dream state and bring it into your conscious mind, that's just fantastic. So your higher self will definitely take advantage of the fact that pathway is in front of you. You're already committing to it because you're doing the course. And then another thing on the course is people have access to you, so they can ask any sort of question they want. And it's kind of funny when you see one person asking a question, because it's a public forum. You see one person asking a question, the floodgates then open.
Yeah.
Because people see the type of answers they can get, and it's like, oh, wow, this is fantastic.
I usually clear the next few days after the first question is asked. So, and that's the course we're doing. It's called the Dream Tracker's Guide
to Discovering Your Life Purpose.
Yes, and people can get the information on...
at dream-analysis.com, there's a button on there for the radio show, where you can get all the past shows, and there's a button on there for the courses, and it'll give you all the details about the course.
So please do visit that and think about signing up for our next one.
It's like if you've read my book, you'll have an idea what's going to be on the course, but it's a lot more detail. Yeah. People who have done my previous courses have done this, so a lot of people have done it that have done my previous courses, and they absolutely love it. I think it's because it's much more accessible. You know, the fact that you can watch the videos over and over and over again, and you can ask questions over and over again. You're not just limited to that one time a week where we're doing the course.
Yes, exactly. And it can fit in within work schedules and other schedules, because you can go on and watch the videos whenever you want.
Absolutely. And we have Lisa on the line, and she has a dream and a question for Heidi. Woohoo!
Woo! Do you want to start with, Lisa? Do you want to do the question first, or does the question relate to the dream?
I've got a question, and then I have a dream question for Michael, and that one's really short. So I'll start with you, Heidi. Okay, so I've eliminated a bunch of stuff out of my diet, and I'm doing really well, but I'm still constipated. I'm just going to say it.
Oh, no, that's we were talking about that last week, about how people don't like to bring that up, but it's a constant theme, and it is important, because that's how we sustain ourselves, is how we eat, and so we need to be aware of what we're eating. So did you eliminate wheat?
I have recently. I'm on a cleanse, and so I'm off of wheat for about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what they were saying is causing that. The change within your digestive system, particularly within your, what is it called? I'm trying to determine the word they're using here. I believe they're saying the colon. Yeah, it's changing and it's healing, and so the constipation is because the water that you're absorbing is primarily going to the healing of that gut, and it's not being used for eliminating what's already within your digestive system.
Okay.
Does that make... I don't know. That's what they said, so I'll
Is there something she can do?
You can drink a lot more water. Like, you need to drink a lot of water, not just what's recommended.
I'm drinking like 3 liters of water a day.
Oh, wow.
Like copious amounts.
Copious amounts. That is a lot of water. Of course, the body does have limits to how much water, so, be very wary of that, and do talk to your physician before you would drink any more.
Have you grown a gill?
I feel like it, yeah.
So you're not taking any caffeine?
I'm not at all.
Okay, so I'm going to see they're talking about some sort of... Okay, it is okay to use laxatives for 1 or 2 days. Is that what you were wondering?
No, I'm just on a cleanse, and I'm just wondering... I just feel a little defeated, to be honest with you. I'm doing like all the right stuff.
You are. That's what they're saying. I mean, if they're showing me and they're telling me that your digestive system is healing,
Lisa,
that's good.
Did you send a show into a dream into the show called College Roommate Situation?
Yeah, and I don't know if you read it today.
No, I have it here in front of me. So this will give a little bit too. You say, I was moving into a house getting ready for college to begin. There were 5 others plus me. The lead roommate was male, and he paid $96.50 a month for rent. My rent was set to be $500. The bedroom that was to be mine had high ceilings and it was leaking. The woman moving out of the room said it had been leaking for some time and the landlord would not fix it. I decided to look somewhere else to rent, but I was in a panic. So this dream is saying, because of all the changes you're making, that's also affecting your elimination system, because you're eliminating more than just dietary things. You're working on that, yes, but you're also working on psychological stuff, and the one affects the other. So realize that if there's things that are hard for you to let go of that you're working on, and this dream shows you're doing that, and it shows you're doing it well. Are you cutting the ties or something at the moment? Are you doing something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
With Mom.
Okay. Well, that's fine, because you're doing it with the right person. So I'd say it's a combination of the two. So the floodgates will open and things will get released, as part of this process. And while it's uncomfortable now, it will resolve itself. But this dream was saying, like the leaky ceiling is saying, first of all, it's about your spiritual side, because the high ceiling in the bedroom. College is about spiritual side as well. Because I'm sure you're past college, you're not going back to college.
Right.
And the roommate paying 9650. They're all good numbers. So the 9 is I often say this, it's like a kick in the butt to say, do what you came here to do. It's like it's just before the completion of the set of numbers. So it's saying that this is all you have to do. Once you do this, it's perfect. And then again, like we've seen in 2 other dreams on the show today, we have the 6 and the 5 coming up. So you have a choice between the dharmic and karmic paths. Definitely what you love to see in a dream. And you're being told that the rent here was $500. So that's saying this is karma. But you're saying, okay, I don't want to pay that rent because of the problem with the ceiling. And you're looking for another place, but you're still in a state of panic. So you need to get past the state of panic, which you will do if you keep doing the process and stick with that. And that's going to help your system as well. But the leaky ceiling is about giving up coffee or something that affects your brain.
Okay.
So, but you've from what you're saying, you've already done that. So that's good.
Yeah. And,
okay.
And just to remind you, your guides are saying, do take something today and tomorrow to alleviate the discomfort. Don't rely on it though, but make sure it's something natural. I keep hearing the name, but it's stevia, but that's not the right name because I know what that is. But
that's a sugar substitute.
That's what I was thinking. So I don't know why they're bringing that up. Do you consume a stevia or stevia?
Once in a while?
Yeah.
Because that will, I think, is that the one, or xylitol? That's another one. That'll definitely get you going.
Yeah. So, do something, but make sure it's a natural one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then the Michael, that same night, at some time in the night, I saw the numbers 555 on a clock.
Right. Okay. So it's all about 5 can also be about sensitivity to things as well. So it's in a dream. You see 555 on a clock. Are you trying to? So you're cutting the ties with your mom. You must be asking then to see all these 5s come up. You must be asking to get onto the dharmic path before you have.
I would love to. Oh, okay. Absolutely.
So the dream is answering that. And it's saying, look, yeah, you're still on the karmic path, but the path you're on is being highlighted in the dream, so you're doing the right thing for it to come up. And we saw in the other dream, the 6 is in that as well. So, yes, you can definitely get there. No question about it. But the 3 5s are saying, look, commit to the path. So regardless, don't be saying to yourself, so it's kind of like your question is, I want to get off the karmic path. But instead of just saying it that way, you're saying, I don't want to be on the karmic path. So don't say it that way. Say, I want to be on the dharmic path, please, but I'm happy to live my life on either path and learn the lesson. So the 3 5s is saying commit to the path regardless of which one it is. But yes, you'll definitely get off it as long as you don't say, I hate the karmic path. So somebody mentioned the law of attraction in an email we read out earlier. And whatever we have a problem with, whatever we highlight as an issue, we're attracting more of that into our lives. So focus on the dharmic path. That's where you want to get. Focus on the fact that you're cutting the ties with your mom. And to emphasize that this is only cutting the negative things. It's not going to damage your relationship with your mom in any negative way. It's going to give you back all the energy that is yours and all the open heart stuff that you need in order to get onto the dharmic path. And you're doing this yourself, so you're doing it just following the advice on the website, which is great. So
great, thank you so much.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, and make sure you send your address that you wanted to receive Michael's book to radioshow@dream-analysis.com. And we have just about 2 minutes left. Do we have any other really short dreams you want to look at?
Yes, we're bound to have one. Okay, so let's, we skipped that one. So, okay, the Queen. I bumped into the Queen in the street. This time she just looked exactly like the real Queen in everyday clothes. We stopped to chat. I remember thinking that I wasn't sure if I was allowed to ask questions. And then I'm skipping what she has in brackets. I thought she seemed really engaged, alert, friendly and bright. I was impressed with her as a person. Okay, so again, this is saying that you're a spiritual leader. That's what the Queen represents. So spiritual leadership works with an open and compassionate and non-judgmental heart. And the Queen in everyday clothes is saying, okay, yeah, look, just because you don't have a tiara does not mean you're not a spiritual leader. You have it, and you're a spiritual leader in disguise, we could say. The not being sure comes up in the dream, but it's saying, look, engage it, be alert, be friendly, be bright, and be impressed with the fact that you have a spiritual leadership ability, which is really good. And I raced through that. Did I race through it too fast?
No, that's perfect. But that does complete our show. And I want to say thanks to our producer and engineer, Eric Ryder. Thank you for listening and especially for sending in your dreams. Remember, send them to radioshow@dream-analysis.com and look us up on dream-analysis.com for competition, archives and more. And we'll leave you with this quote. Once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. by Willie Nelson.
Isn't that hilarious? Willie Nelson. Good old Willie Nelson. Who'd have thought?
Thank you.